Assalamu alaikum. The questioner is asking, there's a man and a woman who love each other. Both are Muslims and they want to get married in future. So they stop talking to each other. They don't see each other so they can avoid haram things. They decide to stay away. Will it be haram for them? So what the Islamic scholars I've heard from talking about this issue is that if this relationship started out with haram things like, you guys being alone together and talking, flirting, whatever, and then you want to get married, then, if you stop doing those things and you wait a little bit, then you can absolutely get married to that person. In Islam, it's very easy to get married. You just need 2 male witnesses. Some scholars say 1 male and 2 female witnesses is okay as well. The man needs to give the lady an agreed upon mahar gift. And the lady's father has to consent to the marriage, the wali. If she doesn't have a father, then there's a line of succession after him, all the way to the imam, if there's no male relatives, for example. And obviously you need the groom and the lady's consent. And that's pretty much it. You can get married after that. You have a contract that agrees upon all the things you want to talk. You guys want the marriage, how you want the marriage to go. The contract dictates how it will go. So if there's a violation of the contract, the lady can ask for a divorce. So it's very easy. You don't even have to get this marriage civilly registered in your country if that country implements man-made laws that are harmful, such as here in the West, we have men and women who can take each other's wealth if they have less of it. So if the man is making hundreds of millions of dollars or the woman is making hundreds of millions of dollars, the other party who is not making that could take half of that. So a lot of people avoid doing civil marriage and they start fornicating, and they made the halal haram and the haram. They made the halal hard and they made the haram easy, So there's a lot of fornication here. So in Islam, you don't even need to get civilly married to have it an acceptable marriage. Just those prior things I mentioned, the 2 male witnesses, the mahar gift, the wali's consent, get the contract in place, and that's pretty much it, And there's a lot of people who are willing to do that. A lot of mosques won't do that unless you get the civil marriage done with a certificate. But there are a lot of imams and online services that will do that marriage for you without the civil part of it. Of course, there are benefits to civil marriage. You can share the insurance if you're working in a company. Obviously insurance is usury, but in the West, they require it. So you don't have to spend as much money, and, you can be punished. So, the scholars say different things about this. But anyway, going back to the question, my advice to you is to hurry up and get married. Well, what's the point of waiting? You don't have to get rich. You don't have to be financially stable to get married. If you both want to get married, you can get married. You don't have to be living together immediately. At least this will stop the haram stuff from happening. You guys can, everything, all the flirting you do within the marriage will be an actual good deed and rewarded by Allah. Right now in the West, it's tough times. It's tough times around the world right now economically. So it's very hard for people to afford things right now, but that doesn't mean you should delay the marriage. In my opinion, you should get married and ask Allah to give you abundance of wealth. Usually wealth leads to usually marriage leads to wealth generation. So that's my advice to you. If you're in a country that has like an age limit where you can't get married, a lot of countries say that it's 18 plus, you have to wait until you're 18. Of course, Islam disregards this. You can get married once you hit puberty, because puberty is the age of consent in Islam. But in those countries, if you get the parents' consent, you can still get married before 18, as I understand it in a lot of these countries. So look into that. Talk to your parents about this. Talk to the scholars of the mosque. If your parents respect the scholar's opinion, have them, mediate between both families to get this thing done. You can get the whole thing done in like a couple hours, So that's my advice to you. Assalamu alaikum.